Hi, this is a dress form tag I have made for a swap at minialbumscrap.ning.com. It was Swapper's choice, so that's better. I decided I wanted to go with the Can Girl. I was inspired a lot by the curtain call paper from Graphic 45, although you can't really see a lot of it in the front of the tag. The back of the tag has the papers, and that was the inspiration regardless. So we'll start with the back. On the back of the tag, I started with this paper that I buy at Michael's in a package. It's that Recollections 8.5 by 11 pack, several different black and whites that you can often find. I often find them for $10 at Michael's. I started with that, but it was just a little too bright for the curtain call set, so I distressed the heck out of it with Tim Holtz's. I thought that tea dye really was the perfect match for that. Then I knew I wanted a red velvet curtain. So some of you may have saw my posts where I was looking for a little girl's old Christmas dress. This is what I wanted to do with it. I ended up finding a shirt at a resale shop that I cut up. So that's what made this curtain. I hemmed the top, but I didn't hem any of the other sides. I started on the process to hem them, and I thought it added too much bulk and too many layers, so I left it alone. I needed a curtain rod for it to go into, and the curtain rod, I just started with a lollipop stick from Joann's. I dyed them. I just rolled them in a red ink pad to give them the red color, and then brushed on some stickles to give the curtain rod effect here. Then I needed to cut my Can Girl. So I used the Forever Yours cartridge, the dress form, on 6 inches. I think it was about 6 inches. I used my Gypsy, but it was about 6 inches. I cut her out of chipboard so that she's nice and firm. And then also I used these handmade papers from Blick that I have such a crush on. And there's a sparkle in there. The camera can pick that up. But a lot of texture, and I just thought it really matched the Can style and the Graphic 45 papers. So I cut it out of both, Mod Podged her on to that, stickled up her neckline, her stand, and then also I did one of the little curly parts of the stand in red stickles. I thought it looked like a shoe peeking out of the curtain. For her dress, for her skirt, the Can has a lot of ruffles and a lot of layers, which was hard to recreate in a card. But what I did was I took white lace, which I thought I had a piece of, and folded it in half, did the same thing that I did with the stick. I just dunked it in the red ink until I got a color that I was happy with. Folded it in half and hot glued this piece of black satin ribbon to the top and twisted it around the dress form to give kind of that ruffly layered feel. Really inexpensive package of a bazillion feathers, so now my craft room looks like I've murdered a pillow. But I glued 2 of those on back there. Can Girls and feathers to me are synonymous. A little crackle accent in the corner and across the top. I'm not going to pick up in the camera very well, but I thought it added a shabby chic feel. And then the tassel I made this out of a skein of embroidery floss. You know, they come about $5 for $1 or 33 cents a piece, something like that. I just took it and wound it around the top and made a little shank out of it, if you will, and then cut it in half. Actually, not quite half. I threw away a little bit of it to give myself a tassel. I thought the curtain needed a tassel. And on the back is where I've hidden the Can or the Graphic 45 papers. And I have to apologize because I didn't pay attention to the orientation of the paper when I cut it. I'm so frugal with those papers that I cut the girls crooked. Sorry. And then this is the one, that's the one I'm going to keep, but this is one that I'll send on. And I took another sheet of paper from the collection and just made a very simple pocket to stick my information in. But I left it this way so that they could easily put a journaling tag back here if they chose to use it that way. So those are my make 5, keep 1. I'm really happy with these. This was one where it was hard to decide which one I wanted to keep. So I've named this one the Oh Yes I Can tag, and I'll be sending those out to Lisa for the mini album swap. Thanks so much for watching.